Hi, everybody. So, I'm doing a soul rebirth journey today. This is for Renee. And I have absolutely there's no goals or anything. I just get to go as guided by spirit. And Renee, thank you so much for exploring this session with me. Thank you for your open mindedness and willing to share this for others to learn. So, I'm just going to relax here. For those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, I'm a professional psychic spiritual healer, and a soul rebirth journey is 60 minutes long. And I'm going to go into Renee's spiritual atmosphere and do energy work, share wisdom, whatever spirit has in mind. And this is for the growth and development of Renee's soul and experience and all that stuff. So I'm just going to relax here and get started. So I'm just relaxing my energy field. Renee, it's very nice to meet you. Okay. They're showing me what is a seashell, but I see the coiled part. So you have a seashell that's in sort of a spiral shape, and so there's this coiled part. It's almost like it's kind of broken, so I can see the coiled part really well. I don't have to look into the shell. I just see it that way from the outside. I can see it. I'm not disappointed in this. I find the shells very beautiful, and I love the inner pinks. The color of the inner part of the shell is very beautiful to me. I love how soft and smooth the shell is on the inside. Where the outside could feel rough in places, the inside is so soft and so smooth and beautiful. I don't know why, but the color, this pink color, it reminds me of femininity. There's something beautiful about it. Like it reminds me of women that bring out a softer side within me, and it makes me feel warm inside, and I feel love and adoration. The more I look at it, I feel a sorrow inside my heart. I start to feel sad because this is broken. But I'm not one to find myself succumbing to the reality that it is broken. I am a fixer. I will find a way to make you feel whole again. So it is absolutely beautiful, the energy of love coming, radiating from the heart here about this shell and what this shell means to you, and what this feminine energy means, and this dedication to making things feel whole and in balance and as the beauty that is truly there. You have so much going on inside yourself, when it comes to beautiful, deep emotions and your perceptions about the balance of everything. Because even as I continue to look at this shell, there is even more information coming about, perhaps I can love it for exactly the way that it is. Perhaps it is beautiful just like this. Perhaps there is no such thing as fixing this one. Perhaps there is only loving and nurturing it for exactly as it is. You take the shell to your lips and give it a gentle kiss. You would not let anybody on the planet hurt this shell. No way. This shell is so precious to you, even though it is this broken piece. It is so precious to you. This shell you hold dear to your heart. So again, there is a little echoing energy, a little friction, vulnerable, kind of aggressive or angry. No longer wanting to look at the shell, wanting to show me something else, something new. I feel like the shell goes into the pocket really close to the heart, a shirt pocket. But I feel like this aggression is taking me to a whole new vein. Your conscious is really interactive with me. Not all consciousness, not everybody is as interactive with me as you are in the soul rebirth journey. So this is kind of fun. I feel like we're doing this together. So we're working together like friends, and you're here to show me everything you want to show me. And in the process, I'm relaying it to your human consciousness so you can have that awareness. So the deeper part of you is like, hi, Abby, here, come with me. I want to show you this is something that makes me feel really intense and aggressive inside. I absolutely trust you. I hold your hand, and we will go and take a look at it together. This is tough. Whatever this is tough. This shell is not you, by the way. Its shell is a reflection of somebody you love very much. But it also is a reflection of how you love another. And it's a very beautiful representation of you. This is angry. This new thing is there's a lot of anger here. I'm not allowed to, I can't actually see it. I'm having a hard time seeing what it looks like, but I sure can feel a rising anger, and it even kind of creates a little bit of a shake, and just really frustrated, really angry about something deep down inside. It feels like it has nothing to do with the shell, it's something different. Okay, I gotta just go with it. The experience is like being at the edge of something that just broke off. I'm gonna just try to describe what it looks like. It's very hard to see. So it feels blubbery. It feels like it could be a whale, for instance, that was being hoisted upward between two lands. One is a cliff, the other is a cliff, and there's a very thin stream. So how is the whale there? We just have to go with it. So we're just lifting up an extremely heavy whale, and I keep thinking about blubber. I don't know why blubber, but it feels like whale blubber. Anyway, this crane breaks, and the whale just goes crashing back to what is a very thin stream. It's terrible. I feel it inside myself. I feel like if I can't save this whale, that I can't save myself in the process. And this is very devastating for me. I feel like the whale's blubber is precious. I feel like this creature is precious. And that this creature in harmony and balance is myself in harmony and balance. This is so devastating for me emotionally. It's hard to breathe. I feel like crying. When the whale crashes, you can imagine it feels like it's 1,000 feet hoisted up. It almost came up to the surface. It feels like we were trying to save this whale, which needs to be in the ocean. It doesn't belong in a very thin stream. So there's people here trying to help the whale. But the crane breaks, and we all feel like everybody that is here participating feels like we just crashed, and our whole body was just smashed under the weight of the gravity, and we just kind of exploded, like literally a body that just crashes to the ground and just blows up. It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely terrible, because all I can think of is like blubber exploding everywhere and blood and people dying. It's so horrible. It's very, very traumatizing. This is in your spiritual atmosphere. Something sad that made you feel like this. It wasn't right. It was not right. And this whale could not have been saved. I'll tell you that. This event had to be experienced exactly as it was experienced. It had to be, because your soul has to contemplate it. Your soul has to have the experience in order to actually contemplate it. This isn't you just reading about it in a magazine or a newspaper. This is you participating in an experience, and it turned out very traumatizing and just very sad. And now your soul has to contemplate it, okay? It doesn't hurt me, but I feel how sad and affected you were by it, so I'm just releasing this out of your spiritual atmosphere, okay? This is helping to bring balance to your totality and help you to find acceptance or forgiveness or some sense of balance with what this event was about, okay? We both are going down to the where the destruction takes place. We are traveling down there to see it, see the calamity, to see the whale in pieces, to see all of this terrible splatter everywhere. We are going to look at it, okay? Because you loved this whale very much. What is this whale a reflection of? It could be a reflection of the human race. It could be a reflection of your parents. I don't know, but it's something that you were trying to rescue, trying to save, trying to create something better, and the end result was a devastation and very traumatizing, very disturbing. How it created an emotional response within you that you are now trying to process. I show you the seashell that is also broken, and we look at the whale too. The whale is not ever going to come back to life. This whale will not ever come back to life. It is dead. There is nothing you could do to save the whale. Nothing you could do. I mean, this is a big whale too. This is like the biggest sperm whale kind of thing. Like, it's the biggest whale I've ever seen my whole life, and it's really kind of, I don't know what it is about the blubber aspect of it, but it feels like the balance of the whale is to have a lot of blubber. And but I keep thinking about this is devastating that it is splattered everywhere. And I can't put it back inside the whale, and I can't fix it. I can't make the whale come back to life. I can't change this reality. I can't heal it. I have to accept it. It's terrible. I do something very special, and we look at the broken shell, and I put the broken shell on the whale, and I give you a big hug. I take the shell and then I put it back into your pocket, and I say you still have this one. This is precious. This shell is like a blossoming flower. This shell is like the most beautiful colors of the rainbow. This shell is like everything that is beautiful about this world. Even if it is broken, I do not care. It is everything that is beautiful about this world. I say, then what is this whale? Everything that is not beautiful about this world. Or could there be something beautiful in this experience? Could you find some way to find something beautiful, accepting? I know it's hard, but we have to find a way to come to peace and to terms with what has happened here. And it's the only way for you to truly know it is time to move on. And once you move on, you can breathe, you can grow, you can skip, you can jump, you can sing, you can do whatever you want. You can be free. You tell me it's much worse than this. You tell me it's way worse than this. I have no idea how bad it really is. I feel a terrible anxiety. I feel a very horrible anxiety. Oh my God. I feel like I can't explain it. There's what is a lot of noises of people running side by side, standing in line, attention and order. Kind of reminds me of being like in the military, but there's something here that I am eating. I don't know what it is, but there's something very salty, and it's like so salty. It's so salty. And it's awful. It's absolutely awful. I feel like I can't. The salt is so bad that the water. I feel there's something awful about the way it makes my mouth feel, and I want to drink the water to make the salt go away, but I can't get the taste out of my mouth. It's a horrible taste, and when I drink the water now is flavored with salt, and so I'm drinking it. It's absolutely terrible. I hate it. I hate it because everybody looks like everybody else. Everybody is standing like everybody else at attention. We do what we're supposed to do. We do what we're told to do. And everybody does it. We're all robots doing what everybody else is doing. This is our job, to be told what to do and to do what we are told. I can't explain why this is extremely terrible for the mind. I mean, this is very awful for the mind because it goes against the grains of what is natural. Because it goes against the grains of what is the inner child, of what is the natural creative childlike essence. They're showing me that this is creating terrible like reactions in the mind, and they show me what is a kid that is so creative and free to draw, free to play, free to express, and that actually as you grow into adult is still there. We choose to kind of put a cap on it. We choose to step away from our creativity because, math and science and reading and all this other stuff is more important than being creative. It's more important than being imaginative. It's more important than playing and laughing and dancing and singing. It's more important that you do these tasks instead of being your inner child, being free to express and to love. And so here you would have a normal adult that still kind of daydreams and stuff. That this is on a far more extreme level. This is tweaking out the brain and telling the brain to do exactly what you were born to be creative. It is telling you were born to be a robot. So it's creating a lot of messed up tweaks in the mind that are trying to restructure, re-identify itself as a robot instead of a child and creative child. I have to go with it. I don't necessarily believe that you're somebody who is not a balanced person, but whatever this was had such an effect on what was your natural balance that it made it unnatural. So I can feel what it created a severe like restructure that is totally out of balance, and it has to do with the processing of the mind and the thoughts. Because the thoughts are not your own anymore. They're somebody else's thoughts, and you do them what somebody else tells you to do. It's very much so like a military thing. Like you have to take this order and do it whether you want to or not. You don't get to decide because you're a robot. You're not a person anymore. Man, is this ever hard. Again, it's not hurting me, but I can tell how absolutely horrible this restructure is on the mind, on what is a normal balanced mind. It is horrible. It's okay, I say, Renee, it's okay. You are so beautiful, and your love and your heart is so big. Anything that happens to this, you still work with your heart, and that overrides anything that could ever be done to this part of you, because you don't really need this anyway. All you need is to follow your heart, right? Following your heart is so much more valuable. The mind actually needed to hear that because this created a lot of stress. And the mind wants to remember that love is what life is all about. And the spirit of the child is always in your heart. It's not what's in here that counts, it's what's in here. So I have to do energy work on your mental body. It's very exhausting. How do I even begin here? I see you, and it's sort of like you have your head is made out of like, it looks like a mannequin head. But there are parts of the head that are like squared out, like we draw lines around these like little patched areas. You could imagine it sort of like somebody who goes to get like a facelift or something. They're gonna draw, lines here where they're gonna make the cuts, and then we'll do this incisions, and we'll lift the face, and now you look like yourself again. You don't look like a cut up person. That the brain is sort of like the head is outlined in these like areas where we'll make we'll I don't know, make incisions or do some work on this. I lift this head. It's like the head is again like a mannequin, but I lift what are like pieces of a puzzle. So I just lift this puzzle piece off that has a lot of drawings along the top, and now I actually see into your brain. They show me what are people picking at your brain. There's little tweezers that are picking at your brain. There's people on both sides picking at your brain. This is still a reflection of how this experience created imbalance on your head for your mental body. So we have all these little picks at the brain, and it hurts. It actually is felt, and it hurts. But the brain isn't here to feel pain, so to speak. The brain is here to understand how to function in alignment with what is the natural programming. But the picks at the brain alter the natural thought processes. This is not something that can't be reborn, but this is them showing me how what the damage is like. You can imagine somebody taking a little tweezers and just doing a little pick at your skin, and it's like, ow, what's up, man? Why'd you do that? I don't know, I just needed to, ow, hey, stop it! But it's like constantly going, just little tiny little pinches, just tiniest little pinches. And some of them take just a tiny little tissue, just the tiniest little bit, but it's like constantly picking at you, picking at your brain. It sucks. This still goes on even when it's nighttime and it's time to sleep. It feels like your brain is still being picked at. There are really deep thoughts. The eyes are sort of wandering, but the daydream comes into the surface, and your heart has really extraordinary visions, but they're deep. They feel like deep thoughts, but they're coming from your soul. I mean, you really would have a very natural knack to have psychic experiences because you work from your heart so much. I mean, I don't know if you realize this, but what they're showing me is that you could have a daydream, and you could actually walk into it, like experience it as though it is a real place. You could interact with it, and you do this on a regular basis. It feels like you do this on a regular basis, where you would allow that daydream state to help you think through things, help you figure out how you feel about things, decide if it is good or not good, and actually heal yourself in these types of visualizations. For instance, I did this a lot myself. For the longest time, I didn't realize that was a psychic gift, but it is a psychic gift. So I'm a really heart-centered person, and I feel a lot of things. And in order to translate my feelings, I go into stories. So I would actually go into a daydream or a visualization of, like, for instance, something really bad would happen. And I would do this a lot where I would be like, there's the jury and the judge and the attorneys, and I'm on the stand, and I'm telling my story as openly and honestly as I can. But the judge has an opinion, and the attorneys have an opinion, and the jury has an opinion. And I would take turns being the judge and the jury and the attorneys and accusing myself, and in order to explore what is the most honest feeling about this subject. I'm all about finding the most honest truth about everything, to the point that I would be very hard on myself. But as you can see, I would go into the daydream so real that I would actually feel like I was sitting and there was the judge. I could see the stand. I could see all the jurors. I could see the attorneys. I could talk to everybody, had a personality, and we were working through my problems together. This is just this is like an extreme example, but this reminds me of it. Like maybe you could find yourself daydreaming about a beautiful vacation and with somebody you love, and let's say you're daydreaming that it's in Hawaii, and you're imagining a beautiful scene and surprising this person you love, and with some beautiful gift, and what their face might look like when they see it, and watching the sunset, what that might look like, but also to not just that, but to see it, but to hear the sounds, to feel the sand, to feel the temperature of the air, to feel the love inside your heart, to actually talk or communicate in the daydream, and to see what the response or the reaction is that speaks back. This is what they're showing me that you would do. This is something that you would do. They show me this again is very echoing like a military base, like I'm laying down on a very simple bed. It's not like the best bed in the world or anything, but it's still a bed. And I'm having a daydream while my brain is still being picked, but it's sort of like echoes of it being picked. It's not being picked right now, but it still feels like it is. But I'm not focusing on that so much as I'm focusing on this dream inside my heart. And in the dream, there's like a warm sun. That's what I'm experiencing right now, a warm sun. I take my daydream hand, and I just go and I put it towards the warm sun, and I start to touch the warm sun. I miss this warm sun so much. It starts to turn into a face of somebody that I love, and I take my invisible hands, my pretend daydream hands, and I touch this one's face. I touch this one's hair. I touch this one's body. I love this person so much. I can't stop thinking about this person. Like, it's so beautiful. It's very emotional even, because it's so full of love. And it's so natural, and it doesn't matter how many times your brain gets picked. It doesn't matter. And because this moment right now is the most beautiful moment, and it is, if I had to endure the rest of my life with my brain being picked, and this was as close as I could get to this beautiful sun, this person that I love, I would still feel in gratitude of that. I would still feel happy with that. That just says a lot again about your heart and how beautiful of a person you are. There's something very sleepy and exhausting, and the frequencies are slowing down. They're relaxing a lot. It's like we want to kind of move away from these images for a little while, to explore something a little bit different. I just feel like I want to fall asleep. This is also your consciousness, because what we have seen literally in this 27 minutes is it's been a lot of energetic uproaring, a lot of really loud expression. Your consciousness really is ready to heal this stuff and move on. And so we are healing this right now. We are healing this. And this part of your consciousness that has been ready to let go of this stuff for so long is finally healing it, and is so exhausted. And so you, Renee, are probably going to be ready for a nap, because this energy work is, I have a feeling, is going to make you feel a lot sleepier for the next, like, usually 3 to 5 days is as long as it will last. But that's your body processing all of this energetic structure, rebalancing your energetic structure, your energy design, so you are more free-spirited, more in the balance with love, more yourself than you have ever been before. So we're just restructuring you, and it takes time. Your body has to rebuild or balance its totality, so it gets a little sleepier as it's doing that and adjusting to new harmonies. Everything is just really wanting to just relax for a moment, so I'm just going to honor that. Take a minute. I'm actually going to honor it so much that I'm just going to step back a few layers in your spiritual atmosphere, because that was extremely intense. And so I'm going to give that part of your totality just a relaxation of energy. And so we can go to a new thing, okay? So I'm just going to relax for just another minute here. Allowing that part of your consciousness to just know it's okay to rest now. It's okay to sleep for a while. It's okay. It's okay to process that stuff. So I'm just going to start from the beginning, believe it or not. I'm telling you, that was really intense for your spiritual atmosphere. Very positive changes, but it was a lot of emotional release. So I'm just welcoming for new wisdom, new healing for new areas, whatever spirit feels is best for you right now. Okay. Again, very complicated image. If you guys could see what this looks like. Okay, I'm going to just start describing it and we'll see how it develops itself. So we have two sides. This screen, the image is sort of just slightly rounded. And there's like kind of the pillars come around like this. There's kind of a sandy yellowish brown color. Just like that. There's some odd spherical, like creamy colored sphere. And it looks like it has a weird beak on it. It feels like it's like we bought a bunch of spheres and we're gonna get some random odds and ends to build a weird bird. Like here's a bunch of straws and some styrofoam balls, and we're gonna link some random balls and stuff together in order to construct what is like an ostrich or something. And just makeshift random items. But all there ever was built is what is a levitating creamy colored sphere. Just cream color. Perfectly cream color. I can't see through it. And then just put it what is like a beak on it. It's like a yellowish colored beak. It's not bright yellow. It's like a creamy yellow. And then we have these, what are like, it looks like sand in a way. But pillars of sand. But they kind of come around in a circular way to create like a border to the scene. None of this, I say none of this makes any sense. And what is the point of this? I walk towards this. It's trying to convince me that there's value here, that everything here is important. I understand that everything in life is important, but there's some things that try to convince you that they are really important when there's other things that are far more important than this. Like, for instance, you could say going to war is really important, but what about friendship? What about healing the planet? What about love? Because I really feel like that is more important than this. And this here is a joke. This here is not going to convince me that it is important. In fact, this is getting me, I'm starting to feel so irritated because I'm forced to continue to look at this stupid image. And the more I look at this stupid image, it starts to kind of build itself. But I do not like the way this image is building itself. This image is really bothering me. It feels terrible. It feels like, could you imagine being stuck in a chair and being forced to look at one picture that is so stupid and absurd, and that you're just forced to look at it? It's really messed up. It's really, it's like terrible. It's like Chinese water torture. I mean, it's fucking horrible. It's like, it does this to me. It makes me feel like I feel like I'm kind of shaky and irritated. It's fucking with my head and I can't make it go away, and it's stupid. It's hard to just, it's nothing about this is right. I mean, there's weird kind of twitchy reactions to it. I calm the energy way down because, again, we had to slow things way down. I have to allow to reprogram whatever this is. We will sit here in the movie theater and we will just look at this one stupid image together. We just slow the frequency way down, okay? Way down. Boy, this is hard. There's so much calamity and riffraff going on in your head. Like, all the synapses are just pew, 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 like blowing up sounds and just like pew, 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 like that. Just when I try to lower, like, just slow the vibration way down, just slow it way down, it's still like, it's almost like making it feel even more anxious. Like it just, like it's starting to get even more like overwhelmed. When I slow the frequency down, it's just like, it's starting to get more and more overwhelmed. So I just have to continue to share the echo that it's okay to relax. You don't need to fire. You actually can. I'm bringing in an image of what the warm sun and the beautiful face. What is a seashell being reformed, and it is beautiful inside and out. I'm rebalancing the mind. Rebalancing the heart and mind rhythm together, working together now, not working as separate items, but working together now. I'm still doing this. Mind and heart energy are working on, they're connecting, okay? Because something caused the mind to work as a separate compartment and then the heart to work as a separate compartment. So we gotta bring the mind and the heart to work together, okay? So I'm just helping the mind to feel the love. The mind now feeling the love, okay? Helping the mind feel the love. I'm putting a heart into this stupid picture. I draw a heart and it's red. I allow the love energy to fill the picture. I set this seashell on the picture. It's like everything says there's blood everywhere. Everybody's ripped apart, torn apart. They just, the red, the heart and the red become like blood and blood splattered. Just allowing it to react as it will. This is healing, okay? This is allowing it to heal, okay? So we need to work through these images. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I hold your hand and I look into your eyes and I say, it's okay. Some things it really feels like it's not, but sometimes when you have somebody who cares, it's just simply saying it's okay. Sometimes we can just allow that to be the truth and let all that hurt go. It's still a reaction going on about this. Not as overwhelming, but it's still happening because it's very jarring in the heart and in the emotions. Very jarring. I mean, it feels totally wrong. Feels really wrong. Could you imagine just allowing somebody to you just stand there and then they take energy garbage and then they just give it to you and you just stand there and take it. They just keep plugging you up with energy garbage, plugging you up with energy garbage. Your emotions, your heart continue to plug you up with energy garbage. They're saying everything gets plugged up with energy garbage. Everything, believe it or not, your sexual body, emotions, heart, your speech, your mind, below your feet, your grounding, everything gets plugged up with so much energy garbage, it's violating. It's actually violating, and it creates a disconnect from the mind and the body. It's totally horrible. You just stand there and take it. You actually are told that this is, energy garbage is good. So the mind, with all its being picked, and says it is its purpose, it is its identity to be basically a mannequin, instead of a living being. You're not a robot, you're a person. And how do you mold a person into a robot? You continue to fill them with enough energy garbage and fuck with their head enough, destroy them in different ways, that they become moldable. And so this is happening. It's very violating. Energetically very violating. I feel it. It's so wrong. It's so ridiculously wrong. It's a new version of suffering here. It's a new layer because they're taking us out of the movie theater of the stupid image and the blood now, and that image is fading away. But now I see what is a man, and there's another man with a shovel digging into a pile of mud, and then taking the shovel, and then you're just sort of a container, and it's just putting the mud inside of you, continuing to put more mud inside of you, and you're just sort of allowing this as a container to be filled up with mud. The spirit realm says there's no amount of mud that we cannot transform. Like this. You could have years of mud, but we can transform it. They show me that everything that you've been through is an illusion. And the only thing that is real is love. So the mud is an illusion. And nobody can pick your brain because that's an illusion. And that stupid image and the blood splatter, doesn't matter if it was real on some level, it was an illusion. Because the only thing that is real is love. Your soul has had this experience so it could contemplate what love means to you. Okay? And believe it or not, I know this stuff is going on in your energy balance, but this stuff can be transformed. And all what is beneath the surface of it was what was already there. It was always love. It's trying to break you or mold you into not as being something you're not, but you always were love. You always will be love. No matter what anybody does, no matter whatever you see, it always ever was about love. And in the end of this test, your soul gets to decide what is truly real and what the real message is actually all about. It's very exhausting, disorienting. You tell me you're ready. This is hard because your consciousness is ready to work through the echoes of some very traumatizing experiences. You actually are. I mean, you are standing tall and strong, and you are saying, I'm ready to purify my spiritual atmosphere. I'm ready to remember that the truth is I am love. And I'm ready to heal this now. And I'm ready to move on with my life and experience echoes of what life is truly all about, which is happiness, joy, innocence, laughter, dancing, loving, kissing, snuggling, having a family. Part of your consciousness says, it still shows me the container of mud, but your affirmation, your choice to choose love makes it so it's like I can't even access anything grim about this, because you're very loud from your heart. When you make heartfelt choices, heartfelt feelings, experiences are very loud. And so I can't actually get beyond the love to go into anything negative right now. I still see you as a container with mud in it, but I can't actually connect to that or relate to it because your love is so loud. That's really special about you. That is actually a gift. It's a total gift. It's a psychic gift, actually. Your design, your biology, all that you are, your soul. You're a very heart centered person, and your soul is in your heart. Your soul comes from your heart, so you express from your soul, and your experiences are very like connected to your soul. You're a very loving person. You're a very caring person. And I can feel that in a way that it moves me about you. A very moving quality in you. It's beautiful, beautiful quality that you have. Very special quality. It's more valuable than anything that we've seen thus far. It's more valuable than the whale and the weird image that doesn't make any sense and picking your brain. It's more valuable than all that stuff. You are a very valuable person. The reason why you are valuable is because your love is so beautiful. And it's the love that makes us valuable people. And it's those people that are hollow, that can't find the love within themselves. And sometimes those people are in high places. But why are they the ones that we value when they're the ones transforming us into robots and mud-filled containers? That's not what life or love is. And now we can be teachers, right? And we can follow our heart. And we can be ourselves. And we can love now. This is very, again, we're starting to get to another layer here. This layer is really in deep thought, but very much so in the heart, but also deep thought too, in the mind. But it's energy thought. You're really in deep thought. You're at what is like a desk. There's a pencil, a piece of paper. Everything on the other side of this desk is black. I start to see you transform into looking like Abraham Lincoln. You have very serious expression on your face. You're about to write something very powerful, a very powerful message. It's so powerful you would think the lead would snap on the pencil, but it never does break. And the message is written, and it is powerful, and it is hurt, and it is makes an impact. Makes a historical impact. Honest Abe. There's something about this message that is raw and honest and unbelievably felt, and it changes people. You pour your heart out onto the paper. You don't know why you're doing it, though. You just feel like you have to write all of this stuff down. And you won't stop writing until it's all written and it's done. It feels like this goes on for days and days. You don't take much break to eat or go to the bathroom or sleep. You just feel like you're really devoted or dedicated to writing this very important message. It's healing for your soul. It's healing for your body. It's healing for your life journey. It's healing for your purpose. It's healing for others. Once this is written, it feels like you're so exhausted that you have to sleep for a long time. And I see you turning white even from kind of putting all of your energy into this to the point that eating is not as important as writing. Sleeping is not as important as writing this message. It's like everything that you are gets put into this message, like a book or a really long story. And it drains you. You just turn pale, and once you put the pencil down, you just like I'm gonna go crash. Whatever this document is, it's a valuable document. And you know it is. It's all written on just paper. It's not written on a computer. The pages are kind of folded like a ledger, like you would fold one side to the middle, crease it, fold that side over, crease it, and now you have just a little cute little package of paper. You put it in an envelope, but you never do. You never do put it in an envelope, seal it or mail it. But it does feel like it is folded. It keeps getting stuck in the scene. The folding is completed, but then where do you put it? What do you do with it? It keeps showing me you put it in an envelope. You go to lick the envelope, but it just stops there. It never gets sealed or mailed. So we rewind it again to the paper being put in an envelope, licking it, but it never seals. So then we go back and we have the paper, we put it in the envelope. It just kind of stays stuck right here at this point. And it's not decided what will be done with this writing. It feels like I will save this for a rainy day or when the time feels right, but it is written. And so it feels like it gets stored somewhere safe. They show me it's stored in the pocket of an old jacket, put into a closet, and it collects dust. But now we return to the original writing and we open it as though we had just written it for the first time, or as though we had received the note and we are reading it for the first time. I take each sheet of paper and then I set it down gently and I read the next one all the way through. I set this one down gently and then I read the next one. It just seems like page after page, like 36 pages or something. When I'm all done reading it, I just breathe out along like kind of like I don't know why, but a big breath comes out. It's kind of one of those breaths of deep thought kind of thing. I ask myself, who am I? Why did I come here? What is my purpose? What am I here for? I just wrote this document. Is it something that I should just burn and throw away, forget about it? It didn't happen, it's not real. Or did I come here to actually have this experience and then write it down and share it? And now it is real. Or what did I come here for? This is really hard and confusing. You start to think about what life is all about, which is laughter and joy and dancing and fun. And it feels like, I don't want to be too serious right now. I just want to put this in the envelope and store it back to a place where it'll be forgotten about for a long time. Because I just want to live my life and fuck this, fuck whatever, distorts my experience of what it is to be a human being, a thriving, happy human being. Fuck anything else, fuck this. I'm just going to live my life and be happy. I've written it. I'm not shared it yet. I'm not ready to share it because I just want to live my life. You start to realize what is the value of living. And for some reason, the value of living, it can almost feel scary. Could you imagine having like a crazy secret? If you told the world, you could be killed. You know? Now it's like the value of living is kind of scary, and fucked up, and twisted, and wrong in every way. I don't know why, but there's like some creepy, overwhelming anxiety. Because the document was written, the energy was put onto paper. But why am I not sharing it? Because I just want to live my freaking life. Can't I just live my life? That's what everything says. We're turning the volume on this one way down. Just relax. Just relax. It's okay. Don't take things too seriously. Just relax. It's okay. I don't know why, but there's just an anxiety. What is this story? This is just a story, okay? Its purpose is to give you an opportunity to think about what this story means to you, all right? The story is not like the future. The story is only for contemplation, okay? But some reason this story creates anxiety. And so I'm just allowing the anxiety to relax. I'm taking you to a beautiful daydream, and it's Hawaii and the sun shining in a beautiful face. And it's warm. Still doesn't seem to override this odd anxiety. Because I can't get it to stop being so serious. I can't get it to relax so that it could be lighthearted. Because it just wants to be very serious right now. I'm just gonna continue to calm things way down, and then I'm gonna step back a little bit. And then I'm going to go back into it and we'll see what it looks like, okay? I'm just going to give it time to itself, to process itself. And then I'll go back in and see what it looks like, okay? I'm just going to relax for a minute. Okay, I'm actually moved back in your spiritual atmosphere. I'm actually gonna start over again with the intention of asking the universe to share more about this if it's necessary. But I do want to kind of release that anxiety bubble because it doesn't need to be there. Life is actually not supposed to be about anxiety. Life is actually supposed to be really easy. Even if you had a crazy secret and you shared it and found out you're going to die tomorrow or something, it's supposed to be totally like, you know what, that's what I came here for, and I'm ready to move on to my next life experience. That is the ultimate, that is actually how life is supposed to be, but it isn't that way, is it? It's full of emotions that weigh us down and freak us out, and it's hard to feel just relaxed, about everything. All right, things are just. I see your emotional gut region is becoming much like a balloon. And I just sort of. There's a zipper along the side of you. I'm unzipping it, and then we're just pulling out a balloon. It's a yellow balloon. You're just letting that balloon go, and it just goes up into the atmosphere. It drifts away. There's a lot of balloons in here. It's like birthday party balloons. They're red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors. That they're just like a whole lot of them. Everything is starting to go through a cycle of deep thought about what life is all about. But once the deep thought transitions out, it's like we can breathe again, and it feels light and airy and simple and full of love and letting go of the intense weight. There's another massive balloon coming out your emotional gut region. This one isn't more so much like a balloon, but like a bouncy ball, a big red bouncy ball. It's full of air and you can bounce it. I can hear the sound. It's like a rubber ball. I can hear it hitting the ground and popping back up again. It almost reminds me of basketball now. I'm starting to hear it more like solid, like a basketball and like shooting a hoop. It feels like a warm, sunny day. I feel like I'm going to go play basketball with my friends kind of thing. It feels a lot lighter. It feels like we need to just laugh. It feels like we need to get out of our head and just laugh about things, and just be silly, nothing serious matters here when we're playing basketball with our friends. All that matters is talking shit to each other and breaking the rules and slamming dunks and laughing and just having a good time. That's all that matters. And after a fun time of playing basketball with friends, you come home. I don't know, there's really family essence about your energy field, and I feel really connected to kids. And I just feel like my kids are my world kind of thing, and I want to know what their day is all about and see what their new pictures are and give them hugs and kisses and tuck them into bed at night and tell them how they are my world. And that is what I'm living for, is my children. To give them a beautiful world to live in. And that is my devotion. I'm devoted to giving them a beautiful world to live in. And we return to a seashell. A seashell is still broken. It kind of looks like an ear more than a shell. It's about listening too. You can imagine those big seashells you put up to their ear and then you can hear the sound of the ocean kind of thing. This seashell looks like an ear, and it's about listening and hearing. But even still, the seashell is ridiculously precious to you. I mean, like this, if anybody could have like a special, like, this is my most special thing. It's my lucky charm. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to take it everywhere I go. This is my like trophy or my gift or my inspiration or my passion or this is my good luck charm. Like, this is that special. This seashell is super special. Even if it's an ear, even if it's broken all the way down and just looks like kind of an open shell, but it looks kind of like an ear. It doesn't matter. Like, you will keep this close to your heart at all times. Everything is relaxing even more, and I just feel like I'm drifting further away from the core of you and just coming back into my own body. Well, you're going to have a lot to think about. When you watch this, you're going to have a lot to think about. I know you will understand the meaning of these stories and images way better than I will. But this energy is purifying your spiritual atmosphere and bringing you into a balanced connection between like mind and all your chakras in balance and working together and communicating together with each other, and feeling really just purified and connected, just more expanded. But I'm telling you, this is some heavy duty work that I just cleaned out. So you might feel very tired the next like 3 to 5 days. It could be up to a week, but usually it kind of fizzles out after 5 days. Energy work lasts a long time. So this is for the rest of your life, because nothing in this world will ever bring the harmonies back to the way they were. Nothing. Even if you went back in time or repeated all those events over again, you're a new person now. So you'll never process them the same way that you did before. And so this energy work is bringing you into a natural alignment with energy, with your energetic design. And so your body is going to be reevaluating, your mind, your heart, and all your senses are reevaluating who you are and your identity and your higher purpose and what you really came here to do. And I'm telling you, that heart of yours, there's something about that heart of yours that you could do extraordinary things with it and make huge differences in people's lives. even psychically, but even just sharing love, because the love is so loud and so genuine. It is so caring, so considerate. That alone is powerful. How many people need somebody to just sit next to them and hold their hand and say it's okay, you know? Like, I felt that about you, and it even moves me even right now, because you have that ability, and it changes people's lives. So that's all I can say. Thank you so much, Renee. You're awesome. Thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity to make a difference in your life. And thank you for opening this up for other people to learn and explore what the spirit realm looks like from my perception, how I do energy work to heal others, and what the wisdom is that is shared. And we can all benefit from it, because whatever someone else's trauma is, that it will relate to somebody else in a different way. And we are all connected, and we all have different experiences, but we still hurt, we still cry, we still love, we still celebrate. Even if it's in different ways, it's still very much the same. So I just want to say that. So thank you. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a soul rebirth journey or any psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you, everybody. I wish you all a wonderful day.